plan and do,
Sorry.
plan and do. I have to plan and do, but because I'm such a planner, so I have to learn to not just sit back and read and do. And like I was telling Latoya a moment ago, I am like on my 30-day checklist. I'm going through checking everything, make sure I get. But I'm like, okay, I have to do some stuff too, So I took that away. Get out of my head and do as well as plan.
Absolutely. That's such a good one because I like how they said neither is right. The getting ready to get ready to get ready to get ready to get ready. I tell people all the time, real estate's like riding a bike. You can only get so ready to ride a bike, but you actually got to get on a bike to learn how to do it. And so that getting ready to get ready is help you're studying, but then at the same time it's not enough action. But then there's some people out there who gonna get on the bike, don't know which way to pedal, don't know how to steer, and just immediately fall. So there's got to be a balance of learning and doing, learning and doing, learning and doing. And I think that's what is so great about the coaching program is that you get to do, and we're here as your safety net. So if anything should go awry, we're right here. You're not going to fall too far, right? What else? What else did you guys learn while I was away? Okay. Well, do you guys have any questions, comments? What's going on? I have something. If you guys don't have anything right away, as people jump on, I want to make sure that it's very, very clear. When you guys are in a real estate transaction, I've seen this happen a couple times in the past week. When you're in a real estate transaction between the two real estate agents, it's not the other person's job to do something as far as paperwork sometimes is concerned. So when it comes to, for example, the commission agreement, if you want to get paid, then you do the commission agreement. It's not the listing agent or the buyer's agent. It's whoever, between the two of y'all need to get it done, right? And what's happened lately is people are letting their contracts expire and not doing the extension. And so I've heard, well, I thought it was the buyer's agent responsibility to do the extension. No, not if you want to keep this contract alive. Right? So please make sure that, if some paperwork needs to get done, it's both agents' responsibility to make sure that everything stays legal and up to par. So if you have any questions, please make sure that you reach out to me. Don't just let it go by. Okay? Because it's very important. These are legal binding contracts y'all playing with.
Alicia.
Yes.
Hi. I'm so glad you brought that up. So I went on a contract with my other client. What's today? Tuesday, right? Tuesday night. So she sent it Tuesday night. I looked at it Wednesday morning, and as I was going through it, the seller didn't initial the closing attorney holding it, the earnest money exhibit. So I immediately sent her a message, email and text her. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm driving. Okay. Cannot get her to respond back. Like, I guess she's super busy. And here we are Thursday, and I'm like, are we gonna get this signed or what?
So
like your contract is binding, right? Yeah, so my thing is, how does that affect me that the seller didn't initial that? I can't send over to the title people, the closing attorney, can I, without that initial?
No, but you need to go ahead and send everything else, because you're binding. Once you go binding, your days have started.
Yeah, we get an inspection today, but okay, so okay. I'm using
you got to keep pressing her for it. And what I would do is I would send it out to everybody. if you're not using the transaction coordinator, you need to send this binding agreement out to everybody, the attorneys and the lenders and the other agent, and put in the email, please see binding agreement, and other agent, please make sure to have your seller sign exhibit blah, blah, blah. And as long as everybody knows, we're waiting on that.
Okay, I can do that. I mean, the lender hasn't in everybody, but I can just do that and send it over because I'm using Kelly and Sorhan.
Okay,
so yeah. Okay, and they gave me the email address to send the contract to. So I do that this morning, and I reached back out to her. I was just like,
does she have a transaction coordinator?
I don't think so.
Ugh.
Because I don't think so. And because it's like, oh, I'm driving, I'm gonna call you back. Oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna call you back. So she hasn't told me she had a transaction coordinator. Or like I dealt with another agent, her transaction coordinator called me. So I knew she had one.
Yes.
So
it's very, very important that I can't stress enough. Like if you want to do one of your own contracts just for the giggles, go ahead. But please get you a transaction coordinator, okay? Because all that back and forth could be eliminated very quickly. So let somebody else handle that.
Okay, so where do I get one of those at? Because I don't have to. I'd rather somebody else do it.
I'm gonna post in the coaching page.
Mhm.
Laura's my transaction coordinator, Laura's information. Laura is fantastic. Okay. Once I go binding, I send her the binding agreement and everything else happens.
And that's what I need, that because listen,
I got
trying to get her.
I got you.
But that was my question. Like, can I go ahead and send this document out, being that he has not, he forgot the initial. Okay.
You have a binding agreement at this point. You're missing an initial, but that doesn't mean everything else is like on pause. No, your contract is moving forward.
The inspection people coming out today. Like,
okay, that's fine. That's fine.
So that's good. Yeah. Okay.
So I'm gonna post Laura info in the coaching page. So if you guys are interested or want to know more, talk to Laura. It's pay at close. So you don't pay her until you close. Okay. So it doesn't cost you money up front. Okay.
Okay. That was my question. Thank you.
You're welcome. Welcome everybody. I see some people coming back on. I heart you guys, miss you guys. Okay. It's been some days. I went through some stuff these last couple days. I can't wait to tell y'all about it. But anywho, any other questions, thoughts, feelings, or any ahas from James Shaw this morning? Before I get into what I want.
Hey, Alicia.
Hey, Corey.
I still can't get on the James Shaw call. I've sent an email, everything.
Okay. So what happened is whatever email that you had initially registered the very first time you went on the call, they emailed you a new invitation. So if you look in your whatever email you initially registered with, go in there and just search pivot, and you'll see a pivot confirmation, and that'll have your new link on it.
So I thought that's what I had, the new link. And then this morning I tried to get on and I said it's at capacity. And that was like 8 on the dot.
So that's not the right link.
That's not the right link. Okay. So let me go back.
Okay. Yeah, that's not the right link. Also they put the website in the, thank you, Patricia. She put it in the chat. But maybe you might have to re-register. Thank you, Joyce. Also, you can jump on the pivot call on Facebook too. So if you're having trouble logging in at that moment, just jump on the Facebook page and join in from there. But so what I do is I have in my calendar my link as a scheduled event every day. So I don't have to go look for it. I just click on, my event that pops up. And then once I touch it, it lights up blue and it's like, go to Zoom. I'm like, yeah. So take it, put it in your calendar every day. I put the script practice thing in my calendar because I can't. If it takes more than 2 clicks, I'm over it. So that's my hack.
So the pivot has its own Facebook page, or it's on a different Facebook page?
No, everything's on the Pivot Facebook page. They Facebook Live, or you can jump on the Zoom link. So we're talking about the Zoom link, but you can also jump on right there on Facebook and watch it live
Okay.
on the Shift Pivot page.
So that's the name of it, Shift Pivot.
Or
The name
Pivot
of the
Shift.
page, Pivot
Pivot
Shift.
Shift. Yeah. Okay, any other questions? Thoughts, feelings, ahas from James is really what I'm looking for this morning. Patricia already said she like to get ready, right? And we know we got to get ready and then go and then get ready and then go and then go and get ready and do it at the same time, right? And you know, I get it, but so where I've been, if y'all wonder where I've been at, all the leadership for the office, so Terrell, Dawn, me, and Casey, we're technically the leadership team for our office, and all the other Atlanta partner offices, we met at Berry College in Rome for WinShape team retreat. And so WinShape is design, the people from Chick-fil-A, they're the ones that have created that. When I tell you it is a Chick-fil-A experience in there, there's always snacks and the ice machines are everywhere. They always want to give, the food is anyway, okay, I digress. But so the experience is, just imagine a Chick-fil-A experience, but it's a retreat like that. So it's team building, we do activities, we do work together, and then we discuss and stuff like that. So, but every year there's a ridiculous challenge. And so if you don't know, I'm scared of heights. Okay, I'm terrified. Like my hands are sweating just talking about this right now. Like I live by Spaghetti Junction, you know, those two top ones at the top, I can't even focus. I have to be like this driving. So I'm terrified of heights, okay? So if you guys are following me on Instagram or watch my stories, you saw that obstacle course where it was up in the air. And listen, from the ground, I was like, got this. There's harnesses. I've been ziplining. I'm cool. Boom, boom, boom. I'm excited. I'm in the last team though. So I'm watching the teams go across. It's taking long. So after a while, you know, the excitement's starting to die down. And I'm like, it's hot out here. I'm kind of thirsty. You know, now I'm starting to, because the excitement has worn off. Okay. So because I'm on the last team, it's 14. It's like a whole bunch of us out there, like 40, 50 of us out there. So from the ground, I'm like, got this. So as soon as it's time, I'm halfway up the little spiral staircase. As soon as I get halfway, I'm petrified. I'm like, nope, I'm sorry, I need to go back down. And we're on like a string. So everybody behind me got to go back. Everybody got to go back. I got to get off this thing. So I get off, everybody else goes up. And so now I'm like, okay, maybe I can do this. No, I can do this. I got this. I'm going back up. String me up. I'm going back up. So I finally make it to the top of the platform. Okay. So it's a platform and then like platform obstacle. It goes four sessions, right? So we standing here at the first platform, getting locked in, and then it's like a bridge, like a wobbly wood missing thing bridge to get to the next one. From the next one to the next one is a tight wire. It's just a string. It's a string. You just on a string, hanging by a string, okay? So as I'm at this platform, somebody on the second platform falls off the string and is hanging like this. So I'm petrified all over again. I'm like, excuse me, I gotta go back down. It's like, no. They literally, everybody had to stop. They had to like rescue her, drop her back down to the ground. It was a 30-minute, excuse me, I gotta go back down. I'm done. I made it to the platform and people were like, oh, at least you made it to the platform. You know, it's okay, right? And it's me and this other guy, me and him doing the same thing, going up and down because we're terrified. And then we got it. And then we're like, nah, I can't do it. And then I muster up the strength again because, you know, it's all the, you know, it's like the topic for that day was encouragement. You can do it, Alicia. You got this. So I'm like, okay, I got this. So I tell you, I go back up, right? And then when the lady gets stuck and all that, I go back down. I go all the way down, take all the harness, helmet off, everything. I'm done. Take all of it off. I'm chatting. I'm drinking some water. So those of you in culture, you know Marcy, right? So I'm standing there talking to Marcy, and Marcy is the husband and wife, or the wife of the husband that own Atlanta Partners. She's like, Alicia, I'm so proud of you. You at least made it up to the top, you know, but do you think you'd regret it if you didn't? Nope, I'm good. I have no regrets. It really ain't even a thing, right? I'm like, well, what, you know, and so if you know me, I get to a certain level, I don't care, period, poo, okay? You can say, oh, what about this? Nope, no regrets, okay? So then anyway, there's another team leader, Holly from Athens. She's a lively girl, okay? She's like, oh, Alicia, you got this. She said, I'll go with you. I'll go with you. I was like, girl, shut up. She's like, I'll go with you for real. If you want to go, I'll go with you. Now, mind you, you know, the lady is stuck. I mean, everybody, it's on pause, right? So I still got time if I want to do this, right? So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to do this. I put the stuff back on. Put the helmet back on. Okay, I'm going, fine. I'm doing it, right? At this point now, almost everybody is done. Everybody's done. So I get up to the thing. As soon as I get up there, I stab my hand on something. So now it was crazy, right? So then I'm like, now I'm even more nervous and scared. And the guy that was nervous and scared before me, he started before me, so he's almost done. So now everybody's on the ground watching me. Everyone. I realized at this point, because I'm so petrified, me and this man that's working there, plus Holly, they both trying to convince me to take this first step. While all that's happening, everybody else is finished. So I'm like, oh my God. And what the thing is that I'm terrified of heights for no logical reason. I know it's not logical. I already seen worst case scenario. They're going to rescue you. You're not going to fall to your death or whatever. I know it's not a logical fear, right? I don't know why I'm petrified though. So Holly, the team leader, standing here. The guy that works there is standing there. He's like, look at my eyes, just breathe. I'm like, I'm just standing like I'm freaking out. I cannot take this step. And I've seen 50 other people do it. They're telling me exactly how to do it. He's stepping on it, coming off, stepping on it, coming off. Holly's on it. And I'm just like I cannot take this step. I'm freaking out. And finally, I take a step. And I'm getting to the other side of that thing as fast as I can. I make it. Everybody's like, woo, Alicia, you made it. I'm like, like at this point, now I can't go back. I got to go forward. And the next one is a freaking tightrope. Okay. Holly is standing on it like a mountain goat. Like I don't know how she's balancing on this thing she's like, girl, just come on. She's bouncing on, just come on. I'm like, I can't, it's another first step. I just did a first step. Now I got to do another first step. Everybody's watching me. Go, Alicia, you can do it. I'm like, F y'all. Like, I'm at this point, cuss words are coming out. And the staff that work there just imagine the people in the Chick-fil-A line. It's okay. Just breathe. Look into my eyes. It's okay. You got this. Anywho, so we do this 3 or 4 more times. I get through it and I freak out, and then I get through it and then I freak out. And then finally at the very end, they harness you on this thing and you just jump off the platform. There's nothing to hold on to but the string you on. And they're like, jump off. And that part I was okay because I've done rock climbing. I know that feeling. I couldn't jump off that thing fast enough. I wanted to get off of it. And at the end, I was just like, thank you. And they're like, oh, aren't you glad you did it? And I'm like, please leave me alone at this moment. I need like a good hour to regroup my whole life. I'm just still, I'm coming off the thing like this, shaking, right? And it's so funny. The other guy, me and him went up and down a few times. We had hesitation. He's the PC coach for North Gwinnett, right? So after we do it, we regroup, we come sit down, we're at a s'mores fire thing. And me and him are talking about it because he was over it too. And so when he came down and was about to quit, Jason Bonds, our OP, stopped him at the stairs and was like, what you doing? He was like, I'm done. He's like, no, you're not. He's like, bro, I'm done. He's like, no, you're not. You're going to go back up there, right? They had that exchange for a little while and he went back up there. And what's weird is that we talked about encouraged. encouragement, and we talk about personality types, like the disc. And so the way he encouraged him back up was like, bro, no, you're not. You can't. You gotta go back up. Okay. I took all my stuff off. People were like, oh, you did great. It's okay. They didn't push me like they loved me back up those stairs. Like, and they were like, I'll do it with you. You know what I'm saying? So how many times are we scared to take that first step, right? And that's why it's so important to have your team around you, your coaching group, your coaches, your mentors, everybody around you to say, hey, I'll go with you. I will do this when you are not going to be alone. And even though she was standing right there, I still didn't care. I was, and then I couldn't get off that first step, but she was there to help me. And it was so funny because when we were talking about it in retrospect, if they weren't there and me and him went up and came back down, we would have both walked over to this little cafe where they got the ice cream and all this snack. We wouldn't have thought twice about it. We wouldn't have been like, oh, I'm so glad. We would have been like, forget that. If it was me and him by ourselves, I promise you, we would have been like, I'm good. Like, you want to get the ice cream? Yeah, come on, let's go. Would not have tried again. But if it wasn't for the team being there, if it wasn't for those people to say, hey, listen, I know you don't have faith and you don't have what you need, but you can borrow my strength. I'm going to give you my strength. I'll do it with you, right? Whatever it takes, you're not alone. And so that was so amazing because it's like, I think that's what we do here very well is that, you know what? It's when James was talking about studying is easy. You can't really fail at that. Okay. You can't really fail at that. Like that's me, I'm studying the obstacle course from the bottom. And you know me, I'm like, oh, let's do it like that. There was points involved and all that. By the time I got up there was no more points involved. There was no balls to be dropped. They were just like, we were past the time that we were supposed to be out there. Like it was just like, get her across the thing. And so, you know, without those people down there and without that encouragement of making us go back there and do it, it's that first step. And so that first step, when I tell you I was petrified. But once I took this step, instinct kicked in, life skills kicked in, my sheer will kicked in. At this point, I have taken the step. I have got to get across this thing before I fall and die, which I know is not true. So after the first step, every time it was 4 freaking platforms. So I had to do the first step 4 times, okay? The last time, I had to hold the lady on the way, and she was doing it backwards, okay? So I understand how hard that first step is, right? So if it takes somebody going with you or words of encouragement, or if you don't believe in yourself, just know that we believe in you. I believe in you. The team believes in you. Leadership believes in you. That's why we go so hard for you guys. You know what I'm saying? And once you take that first step, just know you've had enough training in here, whether you think you know it or not, to continue to that next platform with just basically your sheer will, and your training will kick in. Even though sometimes you don't participate in script practice, but you be in there enough, when you get into a real life conversation, you'll be surprised that you'll whip those scripts out and not even know it, right? So just know that I understand that first step is very hard, but you're not alone. I'm there with you. The staff is there with you. You know, there's always a safety net. You're never alone in that first step. So even though I know it's hard, it's okay. I made it. I'm here today. I did it 4 times. Okay. And Terrell fell on that wire, but he was able to pull himself back up. Dawn fell on it. Casey just turned back around and got off. So it was a struggle for all of us. Yet it was so profound because it was like, hey, for one, when you want to give up, your team, your coach, your mentors, your peers, they're not going to let you, right? Whatever you're lacking, we can give to you. Then just know, once you take that first step, your training, your practicing, your sheer will, your will to survive, all that will start to kick in, right? and you'll make it to the next platform. And then you know what? It's probably going to be another big first step, right? And that's okay. And you know what's so funny? After that, the next day at breakfast, this other PC from Augusta was like, you know, he was like, I'm gonna ask you a question, but don't answer too quick. I want you to think about it. He was like, would you do the ropes course again? Without hesitation, I said, absolutely. I got it now. Because now I know what to expect. I know what to expect. I know what I did wrong last time on that wire thing. I was trying to stand on the wire when I could have just relaxed in my harness and scooted across the thing, right? Now I know better, right? And at the very last step where we had to jump off, when I was talking to other people, they were saying that was the hardest step for them. And I was like, that was the easiest step for me because I've experienced that feeling before when I went rock climbing, right? So the first step, the first time, it may not work out right. You may need help. It's okay. But when you go to do it again, now you have experience. You know what that feels like in your gut. You know, in retrospect, what you would have did. You know, hindsight is 2020. Oh, I would have did this. I would have did that. I wouldn't have hesitated so much. I would have just stepped on it, not think. I was thinking too much. I was thinking, and I don't even know what I was thinking about because I know I'm not going to fall off this thing. I don't know what. I was like, I don't understand. What am I afraid of? What am I afraid of? I don't know. I'm just scared. I had too much time to think up there. And I get in my head. I get all up in here, all up in my head. And so I had too much time to think. So I had time to study it from the ground. And I just should have just went. And had I been on the first team, I probably would have did it no problem. I had too much time to think. So anyway, I hope that you guys got something out of that story, because this weekend these past few days was like, Jesus, like, woo, okay. And so I feel fantastic about it. And I hope that you know that you're not alone in these first steps and you're going to take a lot of first steps: first listing, first buyer, first contract, first termination, first 52-page inspection, first whatever, it's all going to be a lot of first, and that's okay, right? We got you. Okay. We've done this before and we can tell you the techniques and how to do it. But at the end of the day, you have to take that first step. I can't take it for you. Even though Holly was like, look at me. I'm like, girl, I need you to hush. She was singing and everything. I was like, so it's okay, right? So let's talk about what first steps are we going to take today in our real estate business, okay? It's time to get busy. It's time to get to work. We know that it's going to take conversations. Are these conversations going to be scary? That's okay. Luckily, you've had practice talking to people, because I'm sure there's nobody here that's never talked to anybody in their life. Okay. So you've talked to people, start with a hi, hello, just get into some conversations, and then find out how you can help somebody. You never know what people are going through. And I learned a lot about people, a lot of reasons why people did that obstacle course. You never know what people are going through. So just have a conversation and come from a place of contribution. And whether it's real estate or not, just be there for some people today. Have some conversations. Any thoughts, questions, feelings? No.
That was a very motivational story.
You know what?
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, what'd you say?
I said it was a very motivational story. One thing, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I said one thing I did like script practice. There was it was script practice. The Oprah Winfrey quote. I can't remember it verbatim. It was, if you don't ask, if you're afraid to ask something, you're not gonna get it. So something along those lines. But I really want to know the whole quote so I can write it down.
Post it in the coaching page. We're all about that. Oh, wait, here we go. We got something in the chat.
You get in life what you have the courage to ask for.
You get in life what you have the courage to ask for.
Like what happened.
Ooh, you're going in and out.
I'm driving right now, but
We'll put it in the chat if you get a chance, but drive careful. Anybody else? Any questions, thoughts, feelings? Y'all, I was traumatized. I was beat red by the time I got down off that.
I just want to say congrats to you for getting through that. I don't know if I would have been able to.
You, I really, man, from the ground, I knew I had it. Y'all couldn't tell me nothing from the ground. Once I got on that platform, it was a whole different ball game.
Yeah, like you, I'm scared of heights. I don't know. I'm scared of heights. That would have been a tough one, but I'm sure.
It was tough, and you would think an experience like that would like help you get over your fear. Nope, because on the way home, I had to get on Spaghetti Junction on the top one to get on 85 North. I was on the phone with Brenda. I was like, oh my god, and it was traffic. So you know, I'm stuck on it in the air. So anyway, I don't know if that helps fear heights. It doesn't for me. But I did it. I felt proud of myself. Anybody else? Any thoughts, questions, feelings? Okay, you guys. Well, if I can make it through that, you guys can make it through 20 real estate conversations today. Okay, help somebody out. You never know what they're going through. And also, if you have not ordered your Care for Kids t-shirt, please make sure that you do so. You only have like 6 days, 7 days left to do that. And then also, please sign up for Bold. If you have not signed up for Bold, I'm trying to mute you. Okay. If you have not signed up for Bold, please make sure you sign up for Bold. It's every Tuesday. If you can do it, take time off work. I don't care what you got to do. Get out there to Bold, put it up, and you can get incentivized back, get your money back. It's not a get your money back and do 2 deals at this point. Please make sure that you sign up for Bold, okay? It is going to jumpstart you into your 2022. I promise you, I do it every year in October. This is my go-to, get your mind right, business plan, get into the habit of the right activities, and then it's like you get a head start into 2022. So please make sure you guys sign up for Bold, okay? Okay, heart you all, let's get after it today. If you need some courage, take some of mine, okay? Because I got lots of courage right now, okay? All right, have a fantastic day.